Hey Soul Fam, beyond the ideas of right doing and wrong doing, there is a field, and I'll meet you there. This is part of a Rumi poem that I think encapsulates the idea of moving beyond duality, which is a skill that we are going to need more and more as we expand our consciousness, raise our frequency. If you're in America, you just went through the election cycle, which brings up all types of drama and trauma and makes everybody feel some type of way. And I've noticed on social media, a lot of people are saying things like, if you didn't vote for this person, or if you voted for this person, you're no longer my friend, I unfriended you. All this cries for attention. And yeah, and I can relate to that because when I was 20, I think I posted similar things to that, which looking back now, I just cringe at how shallow and empty saying things like that were. And this is all before, when I was 20, before I knew about meditation, before I knew about all the things that I've dove into now in my mid-30s. And so just want to break that down a little bit. Regardless if you're in America or anywhere else in the world, a lot of my calls with you guys have been with people outside of America. It's so cool, the reach that these videos have. So wherever you are in the world, this concept will apply to any situation. So how do we move beyond the duality? How do we move beyond the mind? Well, it is my view that there are essentially 7 layers to this cake. The 7 colors of the rainbow, the 7 chakras. 7 is such a fascinating number. But really, I think what really encapsulates it is that's the frequency that this world lives in. We have the 7 colors of the rainbow, the 7 layers that this world operates in. And the lower 3 are all in the body. They're all the lower aspects. And lower doesn't mean bad. Lower tethers you to this reality, because we could just be spirit floating through the wind, which we will return to eventually. But for the time being, we are bound to this physical reality in space and time. So the lower 3 are the physical, the emotional, and the mental. And then we move into the soul. And the soul is the cross axis between the lower and the higher. And then after the soul, we move into 3 different layers, more and more subtle, into the cosmic consciousness. And once we get to the soul level, we are already moving beyond the lower aspects. And again, the lower aspects aren't bad. We need them. We need a physical body. We need the emotional body. We need the mind to play this game called life. The Earth, Soul, Garden, Life game. So how do we get beyond the mind? It really comes down to surrender. Surrender, trust, and we move beyond these lower aspects. And a lot of people won't relate to this. A lot of people in the world, like the people that are posting on social media for attention about who they voted for, they're probably not ready for this, and that's fine. This is for the people that are going through this transformation, that are moving into the soul aspect. That's who this video is for. And you can't move beyond the mind until you at least are aware and integrate the lower aspects. Integrate the idea that you're physical and that this physical body is going to die. It's gonna end. Same with your emotional body, same with the mental body. All these lower aspects will eventually come to an end. And that soul aspect in those higher realms, that's gonna continue on. You're gonna carry that with you. You won't carry these lower aspects, but you will carry the consciousness and the awareness that you integrate. That's why some people are drawn to this spiritual higher learning early on in their life, because whether they know it or not, they carried this consciousness with them from lifetime to lifetime. And so you're going to naturally be drawn towards videos like this, teachings like this, whether it's in a Sufi tradition, a Buddhist tradition, Christian, whatever religious form that it takes, you're just going to naturally be drawn to that, and then eventually you're going to want to learn from all of them and integrate all of them to continue on your path. So it's very natural it's not that you get fed up with the lower aspects of this life, it's just you intuitively know that there's something more. There's more to this reality than meets the eye. And once you're ready for that, that's when you can move into the soul, when you can move into spirit, move into this higher way of being. To be in the world and not of it. So you still are going to love your body, love the emotions, and love the mind. You're still going to respect and honor that this is your vessel. This is what carries you from consciousness to consciousness. This physical body is needed and necessary and beautiful. But it's not all that there is. There is more to it. And I would say it's probably easier to move beyond the mind, move into the soul, when you have a healthy body, when you take care of it. It's not impossible, of course, when you're sick or broken, physically, mentally, emotionally. It's just going to be more difficult. You probably won't even move into or have any desire to move into these higher realms until you fulfill what your body needs. So someone that is struggling with their own needs, their needs aren't met yet, they're probably not going to be able, they're not even going to be capable of looking outside of themselves. They're going to be so wrapped up in their own drama, their own trauma, that they're not capable of moving beyond themselves. And when you move into the soul and higher realms, this is moving beyond your lower nature. And there's no rush, there's nothing wrong with being wrapped up in your own story, but you're just not capable of moving beyond it. So you're not going to have compassion for other people. You're not going to move into that field beyond right doing and wrongdoing. And the reward, you could say, of moving beyond right doing and wrongdoing is its own reward. Like when you help somebody You feel good just for helping somebody. When you move beyond your soul, you feel good simply for moving beyond your lower nature. It's just, once you get a taste, you are love, you are compassion, you carry with you this knowing that other people can smell on you. You become a fragrance of flower that moves beyond the situation, regardless of whatever horrible situation you could find yourself in. It could be blissful, it could be torture, but regardless, you're gonna carry this fragrance beyond your limited self, your smaller self, you could say. And the reason people can see it on you and smell it on you is that we all carry this same fragrance in our core. This is the life force that gives us life, that brings us to this reality and separates ourselves into our separate selves so that we could have this experience. And then ultimately, when that gets boring, it's like moving from first grade to second grade. Eventually, you're gonna wanna learn more. You're gonna wanna go deeper, and you're gonna wanna go to the next level. And that's when naturally you're gonna start being drawn towards these different teachings, these different ideas. And that's where it comes into, learning how do you do that. And I would say the easiest, most efficient way is to know yourself. And how do you know yourself? You get out of your own way. And you get out of your own way by being the healthiest, most vibrant version of yourself that you can be. And that way, it's like running a race. If let's say you're running a 100-yard race and one person has their shoes tied together so that every step they take, they're tripping, and every step slows them down because their shoes are tied together, their laces are tied, they can't even run. They have to take these little tiny steps or they trip. Versus the person that has untied their shoes and they are free and they are healthy and they are vibrant, they're going to be able to move more freely. They're going to run this race faster than the person that has their shoes tied. And that's the gift of being able to help others as well as yourself. That's the gift of joy and compassion. And that's when your needs are met and fulfilled. That's when you can really run. That's when you can really be free to move and help others. Because if you're, again, with your shoes tied and you're tripping over yourself, you're not going to have any interest in helping anyone else because you're just tripping over yourself, stumbling over yourself the whole time. So your ability to look outside and help others is completely shot. You need to learn to take care of yourself. You need to learn to move beyond and integrate the mind, the body, and the emotional body. It's just what it is. That's what I've found in my own life. Anytime I can look at these videos or look at other teachings and that truth resonates in that person, it's just very apparent. It's that fragrance from beyond. So just want to check in real quick, let you guys know I'm doing well. I have awesome new modalities and methods I want to offer you as I've worked with people. The fundamental thing that I think the most transformative thing is the breath, the pranayama. When we can control every single cell in our body, we can control the miles and miles of blood vessels in our mind and all of that through pranayama. So I've been putting a program together, offering that, and that'll be coming soon. So look for that. Otherwise, I love you. Thanks for checking in. I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. Ciao.